Coming up in this episode of Reasonably.
Definitely when the left finally gets fed up to the point where they really, really come out hard, it's a shock. I mean, it shocks the country. The 60s were a shock. The 70s were a licking of wounds. And then the rest of the time that we've had since then has been a reascendance of the right, a reassertion of the right.
Mm-hmm.
And now
Yeah,
it's
that sounds about
time
right.
once again for something like that to happen. And getting back to my whole Star Trek or Planet of the Apes meme, because first of all, it is going to happen. It's going to happen either smoothly and easily because we are evolved to the point where that can happen, or it's going to happen over a lot of dead bodies. But it is going to happen. There is going to be an advancement of the way the world works because people outgrow stupid shit.
I thought you were basically saying Bernie Sanders is going to be president or there's going to be dead bodies.
No, I'm not. I'm saying if Bernie Sanders becomes president, that might actually cause some dead bodies. I don't know. That line that Susan Sarandon said about, well, if Trump wins, that might just bring the revolution sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't think that she was advocating that, which is what she was taking a lot of heat for. I think she was just telling the truth. I think she's right, because the question is, does the revolution come with a lot of pain, which it always has in human history? Revolutions come with pain. But are we getting to a point, can we do it without having a war? Can we do it without finding boogeymen somewhere that need to be persecuted for us to feel better about ourselves? Can we grow? Can we take things that don't work and dismantle them to turn the boat around? Or do we, the line you just said about Hillary Clinton's going to push the ball 10 yards further? Well, 10 yards further in what direction? That's the essential question. Sanders is screaming, turn the boat around now. And Hillary Clinton is saying, I can get us another 10 yards. It's like, yeah, but you're going the wrong way. Or is she? I don't know. I'm just saying that's the question.
When you're talking about, this inevitable future, is it a different economy, a different economic system? Do we reconfigure the global economy?
Well, we have the ideas for it. We have the knowledge for it. We have the wisdom for it in certain sectors. The question is, can you get 6 billion people on board?
You know what I would love for Bernie? He doesn't have to placate to me, but I would love if Bernie Sanders actually articulated a progressive theory of the economy. So he spent a lot of time telling me what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And he spent a lot of time telling me how he's going to make the evildoers pay.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't articulated a theory to me about, like, how is he going to grow jobs? How's he going to create jobs? What replaces oligarchic, anarcho-fascist capitalism? Mm-hmm. So if he doesn't like that, I don't love it, right? I mean, I get that there are ways in which Wall Street has to be reined in, but I would like to rein in Wall Street in ways that allow Wall Street to continue to be part of a global economic system that produces jobs and prosperity to people, right? I don't think he wants that. I actually think he wants to bring it to its knees, but I don't know what he wants to replace it with. And I suspect that most people that support him are really mad at, Goldman Sachs. They're really mad at corporate America, and they want to make corporate America pay and like Goldman Sachs pay. But if you do that, what replaces it? Is it like localism, anarchy, which, is a real political philosophy? It's like hyper-localism, right? Do we do hyper-localism? Do we become mercantilist? He wants to redo trade agreements. How does he want to redo them? Does he want to just only trade with countries that have the same labor and economic protections as us? Okay, that would be a lot fewer places, and it would be really harmful to like developed nations. But if he wants to do that, that's fine. Maybe Americans are his first priority, I guess. I don't know. But I need from that guy a theory of what his world looks like. And all I get from him is critique that I agree with mostly, and simplistic solutions that I think actually would do more harm than good. Yeah. But that's just me.
I think that's an excellent question. I have the same question. I always wonder about the insurance industry, because he's basically If we put the insurance industry out of work, what happens to all those people who work in the insurance industry? Look, the fact is, there are ideas about how the world could work in an equitable way. But none of them are anything that you could say, snap your fingers and it happens overnight, because they're all involve transitions. And they also, like resource-based economy. A resource-based economy could absolutely feed the world, put the world to work in a good way, and basically that's Star Trek. That's the Star Trek economy. There is no money. Everybody has everything they need because we have everything that you need. We've got all that now. We could do it. However, you can't do it that easily because there's an enormous number of obstacles in between, and not the least of which is the economy that we have right now. You have to, how do you, and this is the question you were just asking, how do you unplug from what we do now and in order to plug into something that works better? That's an awesome question, because there's no question there are things that work better. If you're listening at home, Google resource-based economy. Read about it. You're going to love it for 10 minutes. Then you're going to say, oh my God, this is communism. And then if you read about it for another hour, you're going to get past, you know what, that's not communism, but that might work. But who's got an hour to listen to a politician tell you that all this is going to happen? It just doesn't work that way.
This is Reasonably.
We are in a very serious and potentially dangerous situation.
I'm sure whatever it is seems very important to you. But my situation is far more critical.
I don't think you are aware of your situation, or of how much time has passed.
Believe me, I am fully cognizant of where I am and when. It is simply that I have more to protect than a man in your position could possibly imagine. No offense meant. But a military career has never been considered to be upwardly mobile. I must contact my lawyer.
Your lawyer has been dead for centuries.
Yes, of course I know that. But he was a full partner in a very important firm. Rest assured, that firm is still operating.
That's what all this is about. A lot has changed in the past 300 years. People are no longer obsessed with the accumulation of things. We have eliminated hunger, want, the need for possessions. We've grown out of our infancy.
You've got it all wrong. It has never been about possessions. It's about power.
Power to do what?
To control your life, your destiny.
That kind of control is an illusion.